Hello and welcome back to The Letter, and I'm just hoping, I really hope we've made Isabel better. At the same time, I'm worried I may have decreased it, I'm not sure. I don't remember if this was ever higher or lower, so I just hope comforting Isabel and telling her what she wants here was a good thing. I really hope. Anyways, let's continue with, we are apparently on school day and it's been 2 days since the last event. Because last event was on the 25th and now it's the 27th all of a sudden. So, brief lull, actually. What happened today? Actually. What? Oh, Zachary went and took the photo. Okay. Not much actually. So this was just mostly filled with Zachary's stuff. Yeah, because Zachary also went to Andrew. That's right, okay. So today's only been about Zachary. So now we're gonna know what happened today. More about. So a brief lull. The past 2 days have offered a nice while it lasted. Wait. The brief lull the past 2 days has offered is nice while it lasted. Or as nice as it can get with words of Isabel's whereabouts creeping up to me every now and then. She hasn't shown up after the last talk we had in the hallway, and the dinner I brought had since been given to a different neighbor before it spoils. Oh no, maybe I done fucked up. Maybe I done fucked up. But by all means, this shouldn't be anything to lose sleep over. He's gone on work trips before, usually for a day or two. This might simply be one of those. Although it's often with the message saying exactly where. It's the door note she has ended our last chat with that gnaws.
Like an ugly premonition.
And I suspected, just as things start to settle and steady rhythm finally warms its way back to my routine, Thursday morning brings further disturbance to the calm waters. A little ceremony though, still enough to ripple through everything. In retrospect, I really should have seen this coming. Should you? Luxembourg is a small city, relatively speaking, compared to, say, London or Glasgow. Glasgow? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. It's nothing but a tiny mass of land boasting a mere population of 68,000. But those numbers alone are nothing to scoff at when standing in a busy street. And if you pay close enough attention, faces take the crosswalk or riding the subway will soon grow familiar. How unfortunate that out of that number, it has to be T.U. fucking Luke I encountered more than once.
Oh, you know, a few problems popping up here and there that the agents failed to tell us somehow. Nothing a few hired hands can't fix, of course. I would have preferred a place near the city and something that's new to save us all the trouble. But who am I to say no?
Oh, whoops. Wait, what did he say? Hold on, wait, what did he say? I thought he finished talking. I'm like half asleep right now. Wait, so...
I would have preferred a place near the city and something that's new to save us all the trouble. But darling wife insisted.
Oh, okay.
Ah, are you kidding me?
His smug head is the first thing I see upon turning into the hall. In spite of the small crowd of parents and students gathered at the corridor for the primary's career day. It's not that he stands out, he's pretty unremarkable at first glance, frankly. Oh god, I have hiccups. A little. Okay, however, it's his encounterance that draws people's eyes to him. The manner he carries himself, all the confidence in the world. His mere presence. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Okay, let's continue. His mere presence dwarfing everything around him. I'm willing to make a bet he is also enjoying the attention it garners him, especially the ones coming from the women.
What an ass.
Yeah, at this point he still is. A single glance at him and I know immediately that one way or another, if we ever bump into each other again, my day will effectively be ruined in the same capacity. Some capacity. He also extrudes that air. The sort that makes you want to run him over with a lorry and pass it off as an unfortunate accident. With them, it's either you want to punch him or let yourself be charmed. There's no in between. I mean, at this point, I think, yeah. I'll gladly do the honor of the former myself, but alas, there are people around us. Now I'm stuck with having to face one of the two.
I shouldn't have volunteered.
At the time, helping out sounded a good idea. I have no classes left today until after lunch. Words are hard. I could have opted to stay at the teacher's lounge and work on my lesson plans, but that means being left alone with our deputy head and his chatter. Oh. He's a good man, but Crivens, he can talk anyone's ears off. So the moment an opportunity arose, I jumped on it. It's a simple task to boot. Just deliver a book of materials and a few posters for the event, maybe stay around to assist as time will allow it. I just wasn't expecting him to show up here. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Frying pan into the fire. Frying pan, what? I don't even know either. Had I known, I would have stayed and suffered through our deputy's impromptu speeches about his life crisis instead. But what's done is done. Going back is also out of the question. With how unexpectedly heavy the load I'm carrying is, I hate to lug this for a trip back just because my pride can't take another second of interaction with this guy. He's insufferable, right? But I've had a fair share of dealings with teens of more or less the same temperament, all considerably younger than him, and they listened. If he wants to be difficult like last time, so be it. But he can bet his sorry English ass I'm not standing down. Left with no other choice, I brace myself and suck in a breath, mustering every bit of patience I have as I step into the hall. My grip on the box tightens when I pull it closer to me, and attempt to assume a low-key air as I amble towards the room. The box is not big enough to hide my face, even with the stuff piled on top, but if all else fails, I can just hit him with it. I love how she just uses whatever's around her. That's school-related, that could hurt. Still, a small prayer forms in my head. If there's even one listening out there, please grant me enough restraint. Better yet, I hope he doesn't notice me at all. That'll definitely make my life easier. Seriously, how hard could it be? He's standing a few ways from the door, and there are plenty of people between us to use for cover. I'm careful I could just go in, handle the stupid box with whoever's in charge, forget every plan of staying longer than necessary, step out as soon as I can. Easy as pie. But as luck would have it, the exact moment I reached the room's threshold, someone barrels towards me. She lashes onto my waist before topping the sudden commotion with a gleeful squeal.
I knew it's you!
Oh, fuck. The force of it nearly throws me off balance, sending the I'm stacked atop the box tilting dangerously to the sides. The child added weight at my waist, pinning me on the spot. Both my hands occupied watching is the only thing I'm able to do. The short seconds in between slows as everything gradually slides off the box's small surface. Under different circumstances, this would have made for a funny story some other time. Comical even. Until another set of hands reaches out and steadies the posters, threatening to take a nosedive right to the floor. I swear the game's a bit broken for some reason. I know it's not broken for everyone else, but for some reason I'll use it there sometimes. If anything, audio's been broken mostly whenever we're in the school, I've noticed. Careful now, Daisy. Don't make a mess here. My entire body freezes. Upon hearing his voice alone, an irrational impulse to hit him immediately bubbles up. Before my limbs could catch up with what my brain is currently screaming at me, he moves to take the burden off my arms. Irritation gives way to surprise, then confusion. It is in that moment when instinct finally kicks in and I tug the box closer to me before he could fully lift it off.
What are you doing?
What does it look like? You're surprisingly slow on the uptake for someone of your profession, aren't you? Bloody, doesn't this school have people for this kind of work? Ugh, so much for being a center of academic excellence.
I'm going to ignore that slight to my alma mater and my work, because that's not what I'm trying to get at. You know what? Why don't we just rephrase that to something you'll easily understand?
Oh, I can't wait.
Why exactly are you doing this?
Well, you look like you could use a bit of help. Have you seen your face while you were heaving this around?
Mister, I'm pretty sure if there's ever a look on my face, it's entirely because I saw something extremely unpleasant this morning.
Aren't you a ball of sunshine today, Daisy? Having a bad day, aren't we?
Oh, you have no idea.
I'd put it away if I were you. You might scare the children.
You don't have to worry about that. This isn't my department. I was just asked to bring these. Anyway, I can handle this myself, mister. The room's just right over there. Behind you, in fact. Now, if you could please move over and make way, it would do the whole world some good.
Keeping my voice level throughout is a miracle in itself, but regardless of how polite my request is, he doesn't budge. Did what I've just said merely flew over his head? Were my choice of words really that difficult to comprehend? Surely it shouldn't be that hard. I think he might be a little touched in the head. I'd like to ask him that actually, but Kylie chooses that instant to pipe in.
Don't worry, Miss Pink. Tio's strong. You can leave this to
God
him.
damn it. It's hard for me to be like, yay, Kylie's here. She's the child, maybe. With that incident with Zachary. But now that we know she's with Tia, I'm like, or Luke. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Ugh. I just feel cringy just seeing these two together.
My papa does it lots of times, but I'm not allowed to talk about it to anyone. Tio says it's
Confidential?
Confidential, Munchkin.
That's right. Tio's smart, isn't he, Miss Pink?
Sure. I'm still of the opinion that he's a piece of shite. But I must admit, his goddaughter's excitement is contagious as always. A smile makes its way to my lips. She has yet to budge from her place. Though to be honest, I'm starting to lose some feeling on my stomach with how tightly she's wound her arms around
I'm
it.
sure he is, Kylie. But I'm also sure he'll find better use for it elsewhere.
Like helping you out.
She said elsewhere, not now.
Oh, well, that's one thing, but
You heard the kid.
no one's asking you.
You wound me, woman.
And I'm quite certain I can do more damage than that. Shall we give it a try? Again?
He pales, stammers for a bit until he ultimately decides against saying anything and sells for a brief show of discomfort instead. He probably having flashback of the last time we met. His composure when we finally regain some of his bearings says it all. It's nothing short of hilarious, if I do say so myself.
I'll have you know that threats never work on me, Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a million years, not ever.
You're assuming it's a threat.
It's a promise.
How cute.
That too. I'm not scared of you. Just because you landed a hit.
Oh,
Could
do
have landed
go
too.
on. Keep telling yourself that.
It was a fluke, you hear? I was caught off guard and your damn book left a dent. If I end up in a hospital because of what you did, I'm sending the chief of Luxburn Police after you, woman.
You don't say.
Just give me that bloody box.
He snatches it out of my arm before a single word of protest exits my mouth and quickly disappears behind the classroom. Not that it matters who brings it in now, my prior irritation has already melted into amusement. He's not so bad once you figure out how his temperament works. It's almost similar to a child. Though I still have to ask.
Kylie, did your Tio eat something bad before coming here? He's unusually nice today.
A far-fetched idea, I know, but it's the only reason I could think of why this arsehole is suddenly acting like a decent human he's, quite frankly, far from being. First and foremost, we didn't end our last meeting on a good note. If I were him, I'd avoid the very person who put a dent on his skull, as he so aptly put it. Why, he's acting friendly 2 days later?
He always is! But I made him promise to be extra nice to you, since you helped me so much.
Oh, okay.
I think you're gonna be great friends!
We'll see by the end of this. I quickly stomp on the urge to groan loudly or gag at that. He's the last person I'd ever want to be chummy with in this whole city. But Kylie doesn't need to know that.
Are you sure it's not something he ate during breakfast?
I gave him some jelly babies this morning. Really brought me lots of them. Mama said I should share, so I offered half of it to Tio when he picked me up. He likes the black ones.
Oh, that's probably why he's weird. Jelly baby overdose.
He could have done everyone a favor and choked on them while he's at it. Oh
you
god.
want some? I've got. I couldn't find Melody or
Oh, what?
Takako this morning, but I'm sure they'll be fine sharing some of it with you.
No, I'm not really very fond of them. I was just asking. Oh, where's your mum, by the way?
Out of town with Papa.
An unexpected pang hits me at her words. Statement, though innocent enough, unearths a whole trunk. I'm slaughtering everything about the sentence. Trunk of memories from childhood. So eerily familiar. Nights spent eating dinners alone, the number of days coming home to an empty house growing with each passing year. Sometimes several Christmas Eves spent with relatives instead of my own family. It's too late to think about it now, but when I remember, the dull ache is still there, familiar though lessened by the years now. Besides me, Kylie takes a step back. Having gotten tired of clinging to me, there's nothing but cheer in her. She doesn't seem too affected by the fact, although it makes me wonder how much of it is real, and how much is there to mask the loneliness if there's ever one. With the lucky child.
Weren't they
What a
informed
lucky
of
child.
career day beforehand?
Yeah, I told them all about it. Mama was looking forward to it.
And they still left?
Uh-huh. It's important business, so it can't be helped. They promised to tell me about it when they come back tomorrow, though. Papa said he'll give me a gift if I behave.
She's quite innocent, I swear. And understanding, if anything.
I've been a good girl, right, Miss Pink?
Sure. It's just, I don't like Luke at this point.
You always are. But they asked that they asked your Tio to look after you? For this?
Nope, they didn't.
No? Then how?
It was supposed to be Tia. Mama likes her better than Tio, so she asked her, but she's sick and had to visit the doctor today.
Oh, and Tia, I would imagine, might be Hannah.
Oh, that's supposed to be a secret, by the way. Oh, but I think it's a bit confusing because Tio said she also went shopping. That's unfair. Don't you think so, Miss Pink? Mama doesn't allow me to go out when I'm sick. It's still okay, though, since Tio always buys me sweets before we go home. I'm gonna ask for a parfait today. Extra large. Don't tell Takako, okay?
Listening to her like this, it's easy to get a picture of where Kylie's fondness for the guy comes from. She's far from a demanding child unless you've made a promise of some sort. She never forgets those. She'll make friends with anyone wherever she is. Buy her a few things and voila, you're settled. So she might be a little spoiled, I guess. No wonder she's so attached to the man. Douche probably showers her with gifts whenever he can. I can't say if the sentiment's the same for the latter, however. He doesn't seem the type and probably just does it for the sake of getting some peace and quiet whenever he's with the girl. Classic
But
techniques.
before that, I'm gonna show him to everyone first.
Show him to everyone?
It's gonna be great. No one else has a gazillionaire fairy godfather. Also, when I grow up, I'm gonna be exactly like him and marry someone really handsome.
I would like if you didn't, if you weren't like him.
Like Tia did. That way, I can be awesome too.
There's some sort of misguided logic in there that I'd like to correct. I'd understand. But before I could say my piece, douchebag steps in, fresh out of the commotion from the classroom behind us, plows into the conversation with every subtle a wrecking ball has. Miley Cyrus? Okay. No shite given, despite no one asking for his opinion.
Munchkin, sweetie, trust me. You don't have to marry someone for that to happen.
I don't?
Just do your thing, darling. I'm quite sure you can do great things on your own without lugging around an extra baggage with you.
Tia married you.
Haley drops a statement without any sort of preface, and the moment it lands, the douche finds himself grappling with the conversation.
Yeah, well, that's true, Munchkin, technically. But it's not the same thing.
Small frown creases the girl's eyebrows as she tries to comprehend her Tio's rather vague explanation. Not surprising either when Luke's tense under the child's questioning gaze. It's familiar. I've seen the same look a great deal of times before, on Ashton whenever he's trying to say something he can't quite phrase. Another second passes before the douche moves, kneeling in front of Kylie and placing both his hands on either sides of her shoulder. Kind is the last word I'll ever use to describe the man, but in this minute there's a smile on his face I can't place, tender by all means for someone as obnoxious as him. It's a curious thing to see, if not a bit cold.
Listen here, sweetie, Tia was already a great person before she met me.
She is? But I don't see her doing anything. She's always at home.
Not always, Munchkin. Did you know she's really good at numbers?
You're good with them too. You helped me with my homework once.
Well, Tia's much, much better than me. She used to do maths with big numbers.
Oh, like millions?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, never mind. Okay.
gazillions. And
Oh,
she's
well.
really, really good at it. So much so that her dad let her manage anything that had to do with it. That was even before she met me, too.
Does that mean she's better than you?
Oh, leagues, Munchkin. Way, way better than I'll ever be.
For some reason, I don't think he's still talking about his wife, mathematically prowess as his voice trails off. In fact, if I have not been paying closer attention, I would have noticed the change in him. Slight shift in his smile, from one that's tender to something wistful, like remembering a memory he has always been fond of, but has often kept to himself. And at the fleeting glance of it, a tiny insignificant part of the world somehow also shifts. Opinions changing, impressions moving.
You know what? Why don't you ask Tia next time you have homework,
Okay, next time I'll ask her to help out.
See? No need to marry a good-for-nothing bloke.
Can I also tell her to not stay at home anymore? If Tia's good at it, I'm sure she can help you out too. And Papa. He computes a lot of numbers too. Tia can help him.
You go do that. I'm sure she'll love to hear it, Munchkin, even if it's been a while since.
Another silence from him. Then without missing a beat, he turns Kylie around and lightly pats her shoulder in a gesture to end their conversation right here and there. Probably before he could say other things he'd never intend to say to a child is not meant to hear.
But off you go first. I think I saw your friend run off to the other classroom. The one with the pigtails? Go say hi to her. You still have those jelly babies to give her, yes?
All right. But wait for me, okay? I've got loads more to show you. They put up my drawing on the bulletin the other day. I'm gonna take you there later. I'll be back.
I guess he could be a good guy for an asshole. He soon disappears behind the small crowd, none the wiser to the sudden change in mood around her. Luke straightens as soon as she's gone. The expression on his face grows less kind now that there's no one to reassure. Despite that, chuckle still escapes me. His head quickly snaps at me, an accusing glare clear in his eyes. Although, it's less threatening now considering what I've witnessed earlier. Funny how one person's impression of someone can easily change with the minute's detail.
Why are you laughing like that?
Don't mind me. I just saw something surprising today. Don't let it bother you.
You know, putting it like that won't make me any less inclined to ask.
Okay.
What is it, woman? If this is another one of your threats, I've already told you it isn't going to work on me. That good teacher act isn't going to fool anyone.
What makes you think it has to do with you? I could have just remembered something funny. Not everything in this world revolves around you, mister.
I am not daft, Daisy. It's on your face for all the world to see. Now, say it so we can be done with this stupid talk.
I let out another laugh. More to delay than to express any sort of meaning over the matter. In truth, I don't know where to start. Please tell me we're gonna get a choice. One wrong move, one wrong word, and I might offend the man. He's challenged for that, even if what I'm about to say are just mere honest observation. What's the relationship with them? Not that entirely matters, it's still an ass, sort of. Gosh, I don't know. We got handling her? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh well, regardless of how he reacts, it's not like it'll have an impact on anything between us. Oh, it will. I have no plans of getting too friendly with the man, though he might have some good points. Emphasis on might. The best treatment I could hope myself to give him is to stop thinking of him as a sleazy douche. Besides, after seeing that look on him, I figure someone like him can use a little compliment here and there. He probably doesn't get it much considering how coarse his own language can get.
Can't you act a wee bit polite for even a second of your life? It won't kill you. You'll easily get answers that way, you know? Instead of demanding things from people like a temperamental man-child.
I'll be nice when I want to be, woman. Don't tell me what to do.
And here I was just thinking how you're doing a brilliant job as Kylie's guardian. Was I mistaken?
Was I mistaken? What? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Stop playing dumb. I hate to admit it, but you actually seem to be good with kids. Possibly even better than most of the teachers here. What do you know?
I've expected him to just take it all in, bloat his ego more, and even brag about it. Instead, what I get from him is a sound of resembling a squawk. Or maybe that's him choking on his own pride? I can't tell above the hubbub surrounding us. But when I glance at him, only a mortified expression is on his face.
No.
What?
No? You should be proud of yourself. At least there's this one good thing about you. Isn't that nice to hear? Pretty sure not a lot of compliments get thrown around about you, knowing how you are.
There are a lot of good things about me, Daisy. My hair, for one. There's also my extraordinary good looks. Wax lyrical about those all you want. I'd be happy to hear it any day. Praise anything about me but that.
What is so repulsive about it? Even Kylie likes you. Shouldn't that tell you anything about yourself?
Kylie is one kid, not either my own. Trust me, you do not want to see me bring a spawn of my own into this world. It will be an abomination.
Is that what you keep telling yourself?
Maybe. Is it any of your business?
Well, I mean, he's gonna have twins, so 2 abominations?
No. But if I didn't know any better, I'd say this is because you yourself think you're a little piece of shite and somehow it'll pass on. It doesn't work like that, by the way.
That last remark just came out. There might be a sliver of truth in it, but I shouldn't have phrased it like that. Even for my own standard, or the kind of person I'm talking to, it's still quite rude. An apology is a ray at my throat, but the minute I open my mouth, all of what I've prepared myself to say dissipates. Lost in the moment in front of me. He has turned to gaze outside, staring at some point past the buildings, blocking the view of the sky, equally lost in his thoughts. He's a vexing man under so many standards. However, in this moment, the morning light streaming from the window lends his features a certain air. Softer, less severe than what he often flaunts. Might as well be looking at a different man. There's a tender note in his voice when he finds it. The words muttered under his breath, not intended for anyone but himself. Nevertheless, it reaches my ears, unintentional as it may be.
You're right. She deserves someone far better than me.
All that talk about self-worth makes some sense now. It isn't some profound knowledge he pulled out of his arse. It has come about because he's already been there, likely still stuck in the middle of it. Preaching about your own personal experience is easier after all. Less room for mistakes, more for a dose of self-loathing. What a complicated man. Just when you thought you've already figured him out, he does one thing and says the other. People like him are the most difficult to gog, far harder to understand. Yet it may be exactly for this reason why some are so easily charmed by him. It's the mysterious mystery that catches them, of wanting to find out what underneath that bravado. I won't count myself among those, yet his whining personality isn't exactly my cup of tea. But sometimes, once you get a glimpse of what's beyond that machismo, empathizing words. That machismo empathizing with the man isn't such a steep hill to climb. If the comfortable silence we now share tells us anything, that is. Perhaps this is as close to friendship as we could get. Several insults flung around with a few shared silence in between, and that's not exactly a bad thing. He's not exactly a bad guy either, despite the awkward start we've had. Maybe it's for this reason that I can't resist throwing in a little comment to lift his mood before leaving him.
You know, Luke, you're not such a bad person.
Is that supposed to make me feel better? I'm touched, Daisy.
Take it how you will, but a little attitude change would help. A lot.
Bollocks. Right, of course. Let me know when you're done with your lecture, ma'am.
And you can probably start by not leaving your wife out while you're having some quality time with your goddaughter. Who knows? Maybe that'll help change how the child sees her.
Where did you even get the idea I'm leaving my wife out? Have you ever even met?
I think they have.
No, but I did see her with you two last
But we
time.
actually have to do. They have. I forgot, because they were like childhood friends, sort of. One of them was just, I don't remember entirely, but they met. His indifferent expression quickly dissolves into a confused scowl while I meet it with a matching perplexity. It has also been 2 days. Surely his memory isn't that bad.
What? When was this?
At the cafe, after you left. She was sitting right beside you. Kylie was at the back and you were driving.
Daisy, are you sure you haven't accidentally hit yourself with your own book? Because that damn thing's quite big, and I'm really getting worried about you. It has only been a few days, and concussions can be dangerous. I suggest you have that checked.
Well, you asked. I just answered. It's pretty rude to make her wait like that, by the way.
How can I make her wait when she's not even with us?
What?
It was just Kylie and I that night.
Now you're just pulling my leg.
It was the fucking ghost. Luke exhales long and drawn out, his impatient, rapidly changing the... Actually, I think I wanted to hear because I'm slightly recording a bit more than it should for my usual videos. So I wanted to hear before I continue any longer. So if you guys enjoyed the video, go to the like button. If you want to see more, maybe see what happens next, go to the subscribe button to be notified next time. And got anything to say, say something else below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Comrades?